Thank you. Thank you all, the committee members. My name is Lesley Green. I'm a professor in social sciences in the University of Cape Town. I teach research methods in the social sciences. I also direct a center called Environmental Humanities at the University of Cape Town. And I also teach a course on nature, science and democracy. And I do want to put on record to the committee that from a social science perspective, from a contemporary social science perspective, the kind of social science that's been proposed in the consultancy framework that's been presented this morning is not acceptable. And it's not acceptable for a number of reasons. The one is that, in respect of questions of climate change, social science research has shifted completely. And the kind of social science that's being proposed here this morning does not take account of contemporary international shifts in the social sciences to recognize that you cannot just consult stakeholders as defined by property owners in respect of an area that is the commons. That we live in a planet that is in a crisis because we're not paying attention to the commons. And the question of the commons is that it's something that affects not only property owners, but the model of private property is directly informing the kind of social science that we've been presented with this morning. That affects also the ways in which one is thinking about space and spatiality, that it's not paying attention to the flows of ecology, that we're living here in ecology that can't be divided up into little pockets. You know, on that map over there, you'll see all the bodies of water. If you take aerial photographs back to the 1920s when the first aerial photographs were taken of this area, you'll see a substantially much larger number of bodies of water that were feeding this aquifer. We cannot feed an aquifer on little parcels of land here and there that have been carved up. The water that runs off streets is dirty. It's good, you know, the flows of ecology are critical. It affects water, it affects soil, it affects birds, and it affects people. The health of the soil affects the life of the people. Contemporary social science will make a direct connection between gut microbiomes and health here in Cape Flats on Kailicha and epigenetics. It's that kind of integrated social science that looks at health, that looks at ecology, that does not just limit itself to the idea that social science consists of stakeholder meetings. That is not acceptable. It also doesn't take account of the critical responsibility of social science at this time to consider not only where people are at in this economized world that we live in, but to consider what kind of future is this economized world building. That getting opinions from stakeholders is not adequate to providing the democratic task of framing leadership in a situation. So leadership here, and I'm appealing to the committee, and I respect and admire your meeting here on this site today. Thank you for that. But leadership in this instance requires looking at much more than short-term financial cycles of 5-year electoral cycles, 1-year balance sheets. We need to be looking at future generations. In cities around the world, you've got generations that are busy suing government, younger generations that are suing government for not taking account of their futures. And in this situation, one of the problems is development studies at university level will tell you there's so many books that have been published on the problem of the rule of experts. I can provide a whole bibliography of the problem of the rule of experts. And the issue is when the kind of social science is generating evidence based on the wrong questions. You will get evidence, but it will not be useful evidence. Thank you.